It's a joke. I don't have heat damage. There's no way I have heat damage when I don't even put heat on my hair. There's no way. But then again, my mom always has a remedy for something. You know, West Indian moms always have a remedy. Now that I think back though, my arm. I got ran over by a car. Mom, I have heat damage. My mom will be like, no problem. That's more serious. You need the actual Vicks now, NT. What's popping, my LillyPops? Thank you so much for making it back over to my channel. If you're new here, welcome. On this channel, I make inexpensive natural DIYs to care for the hair, but occasionally I will have to have a kumbaya moment with you all. At this point, I'm going to make the assumption that you've watched my last video where I candidly expressed how I felt about the fact that I now have heat damage on my hair after visiting a natural hair salon in the new city that I'm currently living in. So in this part of the video, I will be providing a concise roadmap of what has ultimately led me to this point, and then sharing with you all how I've ultimately decided to remedy the heat damage that I'm dealing with, hoping to not only inspire someone that is dealing with the same thing, but to make sure that everyone is cautious when they are trying out a new salon. Some of the red flags that you should look out for that will let you know if that hairstylist maybe does not practice in the best ways. And then also, I think that this will resonate with those individuals that I've spoken to via social media that told me that they are actually transitioning to natural, because having heat damaged hair ultimately is having like one texture in one place and a completely like processed texture in another place. I think that my people out there that are transitioning can definitely relate to this, since you're dealing with new growth and then chemically processed ends in certain places as well. So I hope that this is helpful. Just to provide a little background, I do not manipulate my hair with heat. I do own a flat iron and a hair dryer, a handheld hair dryer, but I only use that on extensions and things of that nature. I do not apply that to my hair because I am not a professional, nor am I good with styling my hair with heat. So I rather not take that angle because it will always lead to damage, in my opinion. I only go to hair salons for hair maintenance, and hair maintenance being when, one, I feel like my hair needs a harsher level of a protein treatment because it's feeling a little dull and feeling like it needs reconstructing, and then also when I need to get my ends trimmed because I'm not comfortable with trimming my ends at home. So what ultimately led me to this hair salon in my area is that I was coming up on my 2-year Big Chop anniversary, which I celebrated length check. So I went to the hair salon, and I like to let all of you all know that I did do my due diligence I feel like I did my due diligence because I did look on like Google reviews, Yelp, and other platforms where the salon was reviewed, and people really didn't have negative things to say. Of course, there were those select outliers when people were saying certain things, but that's always to be expected. Everyone cannot have a great experience at a salon, but majority of the reviews were positive reviews, which is why I feel a bit conflicted now, because I had such a negative experience, but yet other people's reviews were so positives. But my rationale for that is because I've seen this done at other salons. Is majority of salons provide incentives for people to provide positive reviews on social media platforms and on just regular Yelp and different Google platforms and things of that nature. So with hair salons providing incentives, sometimes it can actually skew the results of what you will see if a hair salon is negative, because hair salons are telling people like, oh, provide us a review, send us a screenshot, and we'll give you $10 off your next service. Or if that salon makes their own products, oh, we'll give you, a deep conditioner for free and things of that nature. And so a lot of people are like, what do you mean money off? Like, yes, I want to I'm gonna save my coin, and I'm all for saving coin. My channel is founded on saving money, but one of the things that means a lot to me is also being ethical, because people are taking your information to help and make, you know, informed decisions about what they ultimately should do with their hair. So there is value in being honest there. The experience that I went in looking for was first a salon that would have hair products that didn't strip my hair, which I felt like their products did not strip my hair when I went there, and then also to have a salon that wouldn't fry my hair off. I did not feel like my hair was being fried in the moment, but now that I look back, it was definitely being fried. So to just give you guys some details on my experience, I went into the salon and I was immediately brought to the wash bowl for my hair to be washed. My hair was properly detangled. The product was applied to my hair. It wasn't stripping. My hair felt good and everything, and I was getting a protein treatment. After the protein treatment, the person that applied it told me that I would sit under the hooded hair dryer for about 20 to 30 minutes. But she was leaning more towards the 20-minute side for about 20 minutes, and then afterwards the protein treatment would be washed out. Now, because I've had an experience with hair salons basically putting you under the dryer and claiming that you're only going under for this predefined, you know, short period, but honestly, if you pay attention to it, a lot of the time that time limit really just turns into whenever they're done doing what they're going to doing. Whether they're mixing up some color because they're about to apply it to someone's hair, you will be under that dryer until they're done mixing. If they're flat ironing someone's hair, you're going to be under that dryer until the flat iron is done, because no one wants to have you like sitting in the waiting area and make it visible that like they're not cranking people in and out. You get what I'm saying? So on that point, I would say that the first tip that should somewhat serve, well, maybe not a tip, the first red flag that you should really pay attention to is the volume of patrons within a hair salon. If a hair salon is very crowded when you go there, they are most likely to crank you in and out and not use best practices when caring for your hair. They'll leave you under the dryer for extended periods of times. They may not apply adequate amounts of product to your hair as well, because they're like trying to crank in and out, and they just don't want the next person to come in and be like, oh, my appointment's at 2, how long is it gonna be? And then they're gonna lie and say, oh, we're gonna get you in 15 minutes. No one wants to have to do that. And so when I went, it wasn't extremely crowded, but it wasn't empty either, and the volume definitely started to pick up as soon as I walked in. The second thing to look out for that I've already touched on is how long they're putting you under that hair dryer for. So ultimately, if the stylist says to you, I'm going to put you under for 20 minutes, 30 minutes, or whatever, I would suggest putting a timer on your phone, even if you don't want the timer to go off in the entire salon for them to know that like you're clocking them. You could definitely put the timer on, put your headphones in, and make sure that you really know when 20 minutes is done, because if we get caught up on our phones and the magazines talking to the person next to you, or even closing your eyes if you have a long day, you can end up in a situation you'd be surprised how time goes by in a hair salon, and you could think you were under there for 20 minutes, but 20 turns into 45 very quickly if you're not mindful of it. So please make sure that you're doing what you need to do on your end to verify what someone is saying. After the 20 minutes was up, I decided to cock the hood of the dryer back, just because I'm that type bull. Like, what's up? Like, the dryer's back. I don't care about people looking at me. It's back. Even if you cannot get to me immediately, that's me trying to let you know, like, you're not just gonna do anything to my hair. Well, that's what I thought. I thought I was that bull, but I still have heat damage, so I guess I'm not. That's fine. I'll get my bull status up eventually. So anyway, they came over to me, got me, and then the hair assistant is the one that went on to blow dry my hair. Now, what she was instructed to do, and I can verify this because I heard it, she was instructed to do a first pass on my hair just because there were a few more people in the salon. They didn't want my hair to get extremely tangled with it still being wet if I'm sitting on the sideline waiting. So the hair assistant went in and did a first pass on my hair, not to get it to fully dry, but just to get it stretched a bit. Now, the thing with that is sis definitely had the handheld hair dryer on high. She definitely had it on high. So this kind of leads into my third red flag. Pay attention to the temperature settings on the styling tools that they're using, because it gets extremely hectic. And sometimes I think this is where we can be accountable as naturalistas as well, because you live with your hair every day, and these people more so have you as a customer. Even if you are on a regimen of going to the hair salon every predefined number of weeks, or whether you're a first time, they won't know what can't work on your hair. You get what I'm saying? So because I know that I don't use heat on my hair like that, maybe my hair's can't handle that. Like, you get what I'm saying? It can't handle it. And so it was high, and I felt that it was high too, but I didn't say anything because I'm like, okay, she knows what she's doing. But you should definitely verbalize, like, hey, I prefer for my hair to be blow dried on a cooler or you know, a medium heat setting, and they can do that. Sometimes you will be met with attitude, but ultimately you're paying your money, and there's definitely a way to say things respectfully. It's just say like, hey, you know, girl, like my hair gets heat damage quickly, can you just do it on like a medium setting, especially since the stylist is going to do another pass with heat, just to make sure that I'm okay. And I'm pretty sure they won't have an issue with that. So from that point, I moved on after waiting to the stylist, and the stylist went in with another handheld hair dryer to fully blow dry my hair. Now, this is when things got hectic, because I'm now 3 passes of heat into my hair appointment. You feel what I'm saying? Like, it's 3 passes of heat. And at this point, it's getting spooky. Like, it's getting spooky out there. And I know my hair, because my hair is not heat trained in the slightest. I'm not really one of those people that once my hair is blow dried out, the hair looks like it's flat ironed. You know how some people can get their hair blow dried and it darn near almost looks like a flat iron that they've had for just a little while. Like, it's not extremely straight, but still the hair is straight. My hair is not really like that. My form of blow dried hair is more like I rock rough and stuff in my afro puffs. Like, it's like a, you know, a Cleopatra type vibe, like Foxy Brown, like that kind of thing. And so when the hairstylist was done blow drying it, my hair was like basically straight. So at this point, I'm like, deep down, I'm like, bro, why is my hair straight? But still trying to rationalize it, I'm like, no, their styling products are just good, and she knows what she's doing. You hear what I'm saying? And so again, I think that another red flag is if your hair is doing something in the hair salon that it doesn't normally do, that's probably a red flag. And you can easily just voice like, oh my gosh, my hair usually doesn't get this straight, what did you do? And then maybe the hair stylist will say like, oh, I had it on a high setting and this and that, and that will give you the inclination like, oh my gosh, sis is frying my hair off right now, or bro is frying my hair off right now. And then she went on to flat ironing my hair, went through that, got my ends trimmed, and then ultimately at the end of the style, you know, they're like, do you want it straight? Do you want curls? Or at this particular salon, she was like, do you want straight, curls, or body? I don't know what body meant, but body sounded good to me because I didn't want to leave out of there with no straight hair that wasn't going to last, nor did I want the Shirley Temples. And so she just gave me a few little curls. All body is your hair is pretty much straight, but it just has like a little curl to give it a little body. That's it. And so she gave me that. But in doing that, that is now my 4th application. No, actually, that's my 5th application of heat. That is my 5th application of heat at the hair salon. And so when I was done, I definitely took that back in the day hair grease hot comb scent, but again, trying to rationalize it, there were so many people in the hair salon getting their hair done that I'm like, literally, it's all the styling tools at the same time creating that scent. That scent's not coming from my hair. Like, it's literally not. I don't care. Fight me if you want to. That's not my hair. My hair, are you dumb? No, that's not my hair. It was my hair. It was my hair. And literally took me until October to realize that I had heat damage, and this is for several reasons. The first reason being that I do not style my hair in front of a mirror. Now, I've been doing YouTube for about a month now, so I'm really getting more into my hair because it's in the camera. I'm looking at myself as I'm filming, and then I go back editing, and I'm like rediscovering my hair and doing YouTube, which I think is really dope as well. But it was really not until I used the flaxseed gel on my hair and in conjunction with the shea butter mixture, and I felt like my hair was really defined, that I started noticing that I had straight ends. There were certain little things I was noticing before, like, oh, my hair was a bit dry, and then I was getting a bit of breakage, but I accounted that to the fact that I'm in the Northeast and the weather change over here, well, because we're in this time of global warming, the weather change everywhere for real, but for me, I can only speak for where I am. The weather change over here can be very drastic, in going from like the 90, like the high 90 to high 80s weather, and then you're dropping down to like low 70s, high 60s. And although that's not extremely cold, the temperature change is just a vast temperature change. I get sick that quickly. My hair gets dry that quickly. So honestly, when I noticed the change in my hair, I was just like, it's the change of weather. Let me just do some things to reinforce that moisture. And then for the bit of breakage, I was just like, you know, let me stop putting my hands in my hair so much. But the reality was that I had heat damage. So with all of that being said, to care for my hair, I have decided to gradually cut my hair. I am not doing a big chop. LillyPop is not about to be on her third big chop, my guy. I'm not on that. I'm going to try and retain as much length as I can, but ultimately my prerogative is the health of my hair. My biggest fear is the heat damage leading to like extreme breakage on my hair, and you know, breakage from the bottom, all it does is travel upwards, and I don't want that to happen. So I'm reinforcing moisture in my hair using my natural products. While I do occasionally use store-bought products on my hair, I really think that I'm going to be staying away from that altogether. During this period, I will make the time sacrifice to just making my natural products, applying it to my hair, and ultimately keeping my ends up as well. So protective styling is about to be on one. I know since I've been doing these videos, it may seem like my hair, like my ends are out a lot, but in all reality it's not. Like during the week my hair is not out at all. Like I'm rocking like pigtails almost. And I decided to gradually cut my hair off, so I will be doing that on a regular schedule to make sure that in the certain places where I have the heat damage, that is gradually being cut. Where my conflicting point is that in certain places, like on the side of my hair, I can't really show it right here. Oh well, maybe, see, it is showing a bit here. Yeah, so this is a straighter end. This is a straighter end. In certain places it's just the end of my hair that is heat damaged, but then like certain areas in the back, I wish my hair was wet right now so I could show you guys. It is literally the full strand of hair that is heat damaged. So that's what makes me think it's going to have to be gradual, because I'm not going for the patchy look. I'm sorry, I'm not really going for the patchy look. That's not really my steez. And so I'm just going to have to grow it out. There are certain areas where I could probably get away with fully chopping the end off like this. I will be okay with doing this. And I know people might say it's crazy. I would be okay with taking all this off in certain places, but where the entire strand is heat damage, I'm sorry, I can't do that. I'm not going for the buzz cut look in the back. I'm not doing shaved sides. I'm not doing any of that. I'm just not doing it. I'm going to keep my hair extremely hydrated by using things such as my banana hydration mask that I shared with you guys in a rice water video, where I highlighted how I make my hibiscus protein treatment, and follow up with that banana hydration mask. I'm going to be using my shea butter mixture as well for deep hydration, keeping my ends up. Ultimately, with protective styling, I'm not going to be manipulating my hair often. I'm still going to be sharing my all natural DIYs with you all, but I think that I will be mainly focused on moisture for this time. And so I wish you guys the best. If you like to share about your heat damage journey and ultimately what you did, if you just decided to just cut everything off and start fresh, if you elected to just put your hair in a protective style just to hide and act like it's not happening, which I don't recommend, or whether you're going for gradual cutting like I'm doing. Last note that I will say is a lot of people that tend to make natural hair videos may highlight things such as everything good that is going on with the hair, when your twist out is popping, when your curls get defined by this product and that product, when you've reached a hair milestone. But it is duly as important to show the setbacks, because when you have viewers will think that your hair just always looks bomb, it always looks gorgeous, everything always works for your curl type, your hair type, your porosity, and that's not the reality of it. We all deal with real things. We make stupid mistakes. We don't speak up when we should speak up, and that's something that I'm learning to do, learning to verbalize when I feel like something's not okay. But we're here not only to get our hair better, but to get ourselves better as well. My LillyPops, pop off.